Hi, I'm Shyla. Nice of the whole community to be tuning in at this time. So welcome to our AMA with Excavo. So I'm Shyla, community lead. We're joined, well, not community lead anymore, communications lead. We're joined by Greg, who's community lead. He'll be introducing everybody in a minute. And we've got Alex, our tech lead, who's going to help us out today with a bit of translation. So that'll be fun. Cool. So, Greg, did you want to give us a bit of context about the today's AMA?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a very exciting guest for you today. You may have seen through our announcements that we have just partnered with Excavo to further the projects that we're bringing to uplift and strengthen our due diligence pipeline. And we have with us today the CEO of Excavo, which is Eugene Loza, who is also an incredibly reputable trader. He is the #1 rated top trader on TradingView, and he has an incredible background. So thank you for joining us today, Eugene.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing. So I think we will get right into the questions. We've had some amazing community questions as well. But the first question that we have for you today, Eugene, we would love to know a bit more about your background for the uplifters who may not be so familiar with the amazing work that you do.
Я на финансовом рынке с 2013 года. Это практически треть моей жизни. Я начал заниматься этим в 21 год в финансовой компании. Мы анализировали традиционные финансовые инструменты, как акции, индексы, нефть, золото. И в 2016 году я начал уже плотно работать в крипторынке.
Okay, я переведу. All right, guys. So I shall translate. Please understand that I'm only beginning my path as a translator, so I might miss some details. But Eugene has said that he's been doing this since 2013, and he's actually been trading 1/3 of his life. Started at 21 years old. Back then, he was doing stock. He was analyzing oil, trading indices and stuff like that. And in 2016, he has entered a crypto market.
That's so exciting. I feel like anybody who's entered before 2020 is like a complete OG. So congratulations for getting into the crypto space early. I do have another question. Obviously, we've got lots of questions, but it's really fun to have like somebody like a trader on our Discord boards and telling us a bit more about the market and things like that. So at the moment, you're rated among the top 5 ICO advisors for blockchain projects, and you're rated the top trader at tradingview.com. So congratulations on that. What's it like being one of the most influential traders in the world, and how do you stay ahead of the curve?
Прошло уже 5 лет после того, как я стал #1 на TradingView, и сейчас появилось очень много публичных трейдеров, которых я уважаю. Конечно, сложно оставаться на высоте, на самом топе, поэтому на самом деле великие дела требуют неутомимого постоянства. И нужно изучать рынок, новые тренды, и это занимает много времени. А сейчас тем более это сложнее после того, как у меня появился ребенок.
Поздравляю. So I'll translate. Eugene mentioned that he's been #1 on TradingView for 5 years, continuously. He says, though, that it's really hard to be on top because the competition is out there trying to get him. But he just says that this position is about dedication and consistency. Although he mentions that this consistency and dedication is needed even more, but he has less time because now he's got a kid to take care of.
That's amazing. 5 years. So 5 years on top. That's really impressive. So I have a question which is on the back of that, completely not planned question. But on the back of that, I just wanted to ask, how many hours a day would you dedicate to trading on something like TradingView to become like the level that you are? Like, how many hours would you say somebody would, like, how much do you on average dedicate a day to trading?
I think all the day.
All the day. So from the moment you wake up.
Yeah.
That's mad. Yeah. So that's real dedication and commitment, right? I don't know if I could sustain that for 5 years. So well done. But it must be rewarding. It must be rewarding enough for you to, do it, and you're not getting bored of it, and it's something you're good at. So that's the only reason people commit every waking minute, right, to things they enjoy, really. So it's nice that you found your calling in a way. So someone with you're quite influential then in this space, and it's taken you've been on some amazing journeys. What would you say is your biggest accomplishment so far, and the most exciting opportunity that's happened because of your reputation? What would you say is the most exciting thing that's happened over the 5 years because of this trading hobby of yours?
У меня интернациональная комьюнити, и по приезду в любую страну я пишу в Твиттер или в Телеграм, что я здесь, и я знакомлюсь со своими подписчиками, где бы я ни был, это Сингапур, Мальта, Индонезия, Филиппины, Турция. Но я еще не был в Соединенных Штатах Америки, поэтому там у меня самое большое количество подписчиков. Ну, в моей жизни было много увлекательных, на самом деле, знакомств.
Let me translate. So Eugene says that his community is international, and it's actually incredible because no matter where he travels, he just tries to retweet, and he has this cool meeting with one of their followers. He says that a lot of people out there from Singapore, from Malta, but actually the number one, right, is US. He has never been there though.
Wow. That's so cool to like summon a group of people wherever you are, like you'd never be alone in the world. That's so cool. So it's really interesting. So it looks like you've got a really huge following. But apart from like your trading side of things, you're also CEO of Excavo. So tell us a bit about Excavo. How would you summarize what it is?
Ну, Excavo — это компания независимых финансовых аналитиков, трейдеров, ассет-менеджеров, экономистов, IT-девелоперов. И мы тут копаем на рынке информации и зарабатываем. Вот.
Beautiful description. So Eugene says that he basically manages this crew of different people. A lot of them, some of them are traders, some of them are developers, analysts, and he sees that when he runs Excavo, this is about information. It's like he's communicating this information, and his team, he is coordinating this whole team, guiding them how they should dig this information, analyze the market, analyze the trends and charts, and so on. So that's how Excavo is operated. And just he says that it's about intelligence, right? It's about the data that he extracts. People are willing to pay for that.
Cool. So it's like so the information you provide, like people want to buy it because it's so insightful. The information that you provide, that's really good. So you've got a team of like superstars, and they're experts in analyzing, trading, asset management, that sort of thing. So could you tell us a bit more about, I see that you work with a wide range of partners. Could you tell us a bit more about your partners and what kind of things you do with them?
Ну, Excavo не первый год на рынке, и, конечно, у нас много партнеров по всему миру. Это группы трейдеров, фонды, биржи, блокчейн-проекты. И у нас разные взаимодействия в зависимости от наших заданий, желаний, ну и наших партнеров, конечно.
Eugene, I was just wondering if you can just name a couple of names for people to get excited.
Wow.
For example, last time we meet with, for example, one project. It's Trade. It's Taiwanian company. They market maker. Also, it's Taiwanian exchange. They provide their order book to. They sell order book to another exchanges, and that's the last one. For example,
all right, so
I can and a lot of different company, you know.
Yeah, so let me try to translate. Eugene kind of keeps it vague, but perhaps he just doesn't want to brag about it. He tends to partner with a lot of technological auditing and, well, market making / trading companies. He mentioned one company that is doing the market making, and he also has extensive list of partners, right? He's doing the CoinGecko's, TradingViews, Coin Market Caps, mentioned Hacken, and a lot of collaborations with them. So the list goes on and on and on.
That's massive, really big names. So yeah, that's very modest of you, Eugene, to not like brag about those. They're huge. So yeah, that is really exciting. Thanks for sharing. So most recently, of course, you've partnered with Uplift and with a view of sharing projects and working together to help us with our due diligence, make sure our due diligence pipeline is really strong. And because obviously you're like experts in data and that sort of thing, so that's going to be very helpful for us. And we hope to continue, bringing our community the best projects and investment opportunities. Could you tell us a bit more about your community and a little more about the partnership and how Excavo will help Uplift continue on a path of success?
Ну, к нам обращаются многие компании, как на ранней стадии, так уже и сформированные сильные компании. Мы анализируем эти проекты, ну и делимся. Ну и я думаю, мы будем делиться этими проектами с Uplift, чтобы отбирать лучшие и, для участия в продажах, в сейлах. Также у нас есть хорошие контакты и с биржами, фондами. То есть всеми контактами, которые у нас есть, мы готовы делиться. И я думаю, это приведет к успеху.
That's humbling. So Eugene says that any collaboration is actually about sharing people that they know, thinking how each side can contribute. And he says that his side definitely has a lot of connections with exchanges, with the other DeFi projects that come through him, looking for his knowledge and analysis and so forth. And just generally a lot of DeFi projects that he can share, and well, we can share in return. That's how he sees it.
Very good. Thank you for that. So, and thanks for translating, Alex. How do you recommend, Eugene, how could our community learn more about TA, for example? Like what tips can you give them? Where can they learn? How can they learn about trading?
Все публичные публикации я делаю на TradingView, делаю аналитику. Также у нас есть академия, где мы, Предоставляем более глубокое изучение технического анализа, трейдинга, психологии, управления рисками. Поэтому у нас вот обновление в 2022 году, так что welcome.
Eugene says that there is a lot of resources that you can check out on TradingView. Part of his posts are really beginner friendly. So some of them are more technical, and he also runs an academy that anyone can join in order to learn more about trading, more about risk management, more about technical analysis, and so on.
That's really helpful. Thank you for that. So that's what I was sort of leaning towards. The Excavo Academy is designed to, teach people, have like resources there to share best practices and things like that. So definitely something that our community will be interested in, and hopefully we can share links to that a bit later on. Now, it's not every day that we have the opportunity to quiz one of the world's most influential traders, and I don't think our community would forgive me if I didn't ask a bit more about this. So currently, the market is more volatile than normal, and some people are calling it the winter. Some people are saying, this is the bear market. Winter's here now. And what are your thoughts? Where do you think the market is going? Like, how long do you think it's going to take to recover? And what words of advice can you offer our community?
Спасибо за вопрос. Как вы понимаете, я много смотрю на графики и делюсь ими со всей своей аудиторией в TradingView. Я изучаю множество временных, психологических и других циклов. И этот цикл отличается от предыдущего только содержанием. Но психологически и во времени цикл такой же. В начале 2018 года, то есть конец предыдущего цикла, каждый таксист говорил о криптовалюте. Для меня был сигнал к продаже, это когда мне позвонил мой отец и спросил, что такое Dash. Цена была там $1400, сейчас 45.
So Eugene says that every cycle is kind of the same. And this cycle is also similar to the previous one. For example, last cycle, like everyone was speaking about crypto, taxi people, even his father asked him, "Hey, Eugene, what is Dash cryptocurrency?" Mm-hmm. And then he knew that this is the time to sell. Because this is the time.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree. Yeah.
А в этом цикле на самом верху были, как по мне, бесполезные коллекции картинок NFT по сверхбольшим ценам. И вся эта психология объясняется логистической кривой. Логистик курв, так называемая. По времени каждая бычья фаза длится примерно 151-160 недель. Медвежья 51 неделю. 50-60 недель. Сейчас мы уже в фазе падения уже 32 недели. И я жду окончания этого медвежьего рынка через, получается, 30 примерно недель. Это ноябрь-декабрь 2022 года. У меня есть график для более лучшего восприятия. А если говорить о нижних целях по биткоину, я вижу 11-14 тысяч долларов за биткоин. Так что, что ждем?
Very interesting reply. So first, he touched on the top of this cycle. And he says the top of this cycle has been NFTs and this insane JPEG NFTs selling for thousands of dollars. And that's when he knew that this is a good time to kind of sell. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to the actual cycles and curve and, the relevant question of a bear market, this is what Eugene says. First, he likes to analyze what he calls a logistic curve. Right. He says that bear market cycle usually lasts 51 weeks. And if I recorded the numbers correctly, right now we're on 32nd week of a site.
Right.
And he also just directly tell you guys about his expectation, what is the expected bottom for Bitcoin. And he thinks that it might hit 14K, it might even hit 11K.
That's so interesting. I'm actually taking notes right now. Yeah, thank you for that. I'm literally taking notes. That's really insightful. I want to know, so 51 to 30 seconds, when we're 32 weeks into this bear cycle, so are you saying that in 51 minus 32, say around 20 odd weeks, say in around 20 weeks, we'll start seeing a bit of uptick again?
Шайла спрашивает, вот, то есть ты говоришь, она вот реально не верит, что еще вот чуть-чуть, да, сколько, 21 неделя, и ты думаешь, что там оно закончится, то есть это выходит осень.
Ноябрь. Ноябрь, думаю. Ноябрь.
Shaila, just for your information, I asked him about season, and he told me about exact month. So he just says that the answer to your question is November-ish.
Wow. Oh my God, this is like a crystal ball. I love this information. I have another question.
Я могу скинуть в чат график. Вот, там можно посмотреть это визуально.
You can send to chart into this chat so that you guys can check it out.
It's really bad for the people who aren't listening to this Discord AMA right now, because I feel like we're getting some right alpha. But luckily we're recording it and it'll be shared right later on. So it's really good. Thank you for sharing that. The other thing I wanted to ask, Eugene, is based on, like you mentioned, the top of the market was NFTs going out of control, like insanely expensive, selling for multi-million dollars, like $69 million, $200 million, or wherever, silly amounts. But what's your thoughts on NFTs? Are they just a gimmick, or are they something that are going to hold their value in the next run, or are they just something that were just popular in this cycle, or will they come back?
Шайла тебя спросила достаточно каверзный вопрос. Она спрашивает, вот ты сказал, что ты считал бум NFT пиком предыдущего булрана.
Да.
Но какое у тебя в целом отношение к NFT? То есть ты считаешь их интересным ассетом, которым можно там торговать, или ты считаешь, что это просто такой временная непонятная штука, которая в тренде?
Ну, NFT это уже произошло, вот, нам нужно осознать, что это такое, и, конечно, NFT это не коллекции картинок, вот, и, конечно, найдут хорошее применение. В нашей индустрии очень много умных людей, вот, которые будут продавать и недвижимость за NFT, и другие, другие ассеты. Но вот JPEG-картинки это, конечно, не то применение, как по мне. У меня такое чувство.
All right, so Eugene has a really interesting answer. He says that he's a firm believer in NFT as a technology, and it can definitely bring some value. But simultaneously, he's not too sure about NFT JPEGs. And he's concerned that a lot of those collections might not have a sustainable, future.
Agree. I feel like we're on the same page. I think I could be really good at TradingView. No, generally, I do. I agree with that. I think I've had this conversation before. I think NFTs, we're just getting started. And I think the ones that will last are the ones with utility, that have a function, and the ones that are just solely profile pictures, they'll sort of fall by the wayside. So people lose interest in those, and they'll be overtaken by the ones that have the real utility and value. So I like this. I like real wavelength.
And I think I forgot to mention that Eugene says that one of the NFTs that he sees as really interesting and valuable are related to like renting apartments and stuff like that. So the real estate.
Estate ones. We had this conversation before, didn't we, Greg? Yeah, so we did. Yeah, that's really interesting to learn on it. Greg's like, yeah, I said this. You didn't listen to me. Okay, cool. Next question then. So I think we've been through a few tips there, but do you have any tips you could share with our audience as to what they should be looking out for in this market? Because I know like it's easy in the bull market to just say, right, I'm going to buy that one's very green, I'm going to buy that one, and I'm going to do that one, and that one's going to go up by 2 times. But in bear market, how would you pick the gems in a bear market? What do you look for? Is it like market cap, or like do you look at like the percentage loss, or like what do we look at? How do we pick them out, the good ones?
Ну, во-первых, расслабьтесь, насладитесь временем. Вот. Если вы не в крипте полностью, вот, вам нужно найти какую-то компанию, вот, чтобы там работать. Учитесь, исследуйте проекты, там, участвуйте в ретро-дропах, узнавайте, что такое ноды, ну и разместите там лимитную сетку там, на 30-40% ниже текущих цен. И на этом рынке заработает только тот, кто умеет ловить падающие ножи, ну и сетку расставлять.
Beautiful. Let me translate it. So, first, Eugene said to Shaila, chill. You need to learn how to chill, how to hang out with friends, find a good company, find something to learn about. This is like his joke part of the answer, but he actually followed with a really interesting second word. There are a lot of opportunities that you can take in this market. He tries to follow and see a lot of retro drops for a lot of projects. Like there is Optimism, there's Arbitrum, and so on and so forth. This is a thing. Companies tend to do that. Then he says that what's interesting right now is looking at blockchain infrastructure projects, like that do nodes, for example, hostings, and so on and so forth. There is a couple network-related, blockchain-related networks. And he also says that, hey, you need to try to learn how can you catch falling knives, so to say. You need to create limit orders that are around 30 to 40% under the market, and just to be prepared and to react to those. So yeah, basically track when everything drops and doesn't go sideways.
Cool. So set buy orders for something like lower than like around.
Well, to be fair, Eugene didn't say buy or sell.
Not financial advice, guys. I'm learning. Cool. No, thanks for that. Interesting. Okay, so that brings us to our community question. So why have you chosen to partner with Uplift over other launch pads? What's the reason for that? Why have you chosen Uplift?
Потому что тут хорошие люди. Мне главное человеческие отношения. И я вижу, что в Uplift'е, то есть, есть хорошие результаты, есть хорошие специалисты, и поэтому мы заключаем партнерство.
Спасибо, Женя. Eugene says that he just believes in a team and the community behind Uplift, and this is like what's key for him when he strikes any sort of partnership. Thank
you. That's very kind of you, because I'm the team. I'm flattered. Cool, no, thank you for that. We are very proud of our community, our team, how diverse we are, and obviously we're really proud that we're able to have partnerships with people like yourself. So thank you for that. This is a question, I guess, for all of us, but because somebody from the community has asked, how can we work together to grow the community? So Alex or Eugene, if you've got any ideas of how we can collaborate, not just to bring on the best projects or help with, with the analytical part of due diligence and things like that, but how can we work together to expand our community for Uplift?
Мы можем проводить такие АМА-сессии, встречаться, анализировать, делиться своими наработками, своими партнерствами. И я думаю, это долгий путь. У нас не будет как ракета. Но ракету сначала нужно построить, чтобы взлететь. Поэтому если у нас будут хорошие результаты, все нас заметят, и поэтому, я думаю, наше партнерство только усилится. Вместе полетим.
Beautiful answer. So Eugene says that there is no shortcut to building a stronger community. Community building is strictly about dedication and showing the results, right? We start to collaborate on a project. We can do AMAs on different sites. We can continue sharing what we have on our side, on his side, tell more news, create more content, launch more projects. And this is the way how we build the community. But this would not happen overnight.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's really good answer. Completely agree with all of that. Thank you for that. Another personal one, a bit more about your trading journey. So you mentioned like you've been doing it for a third of your life. You've been doing it for such a long time, but how did you start trading, and what difficulties did you encounter along the way? So it might be like, did you have any difficulties going from like traditional trading to the crypto trading? Did you have any difficulties, and what were those?
Объясню. Вначале, когда я только начинал, мне было очень интересно, почему золото идет вверх, нефть идет вниз. И, конечно, очень много объяснений было на этот счет в СМИ. Потому что там, например, нефть падает, потому что Саудовская Аравия увеличивает добычу нефти. На самом деле, не Саудовская Аравия влияет на ценообразование цены на нефть. А этим занимаются трейдеры, то есть спрос и предложение. Они торгуют фьючерсной нефтью. И после этого, то есть я понял, что технический анализ и работа с графиком — это то, что основное для трейдера. А после этого, когда я уже изучил технический анализ, моя миссия была это переместить все те знания, которые были в традиционных рынках, перенести технический анализ уже в крипту. И сейчас уже все торгуют все технично работает, не так, как в 2013 году.
Interesting. So Eugene says that initially he was just incredibly curious about why certain things happen in the market. Why, for example, gold goes up and oil goes down. So he started a journey of just general curiosity and self-education, learning the news, starting to pick up this. Oh, all right. So this thing went up or down due to some company buying futures, for example. And eventually, this curiosity led him to trading, to the technical analysis. And he says that he believes in charts more than anything because they show a lot of really relevant and interesting data. So it's key. And he also mentions that it's not like it's been in 2013. In 2013, back in the day, it was a bit simpler, a bit news-driven. Right now, it's like straight up charts and TA, and everyone seems to be like real skilled and professional.
Cool. Thank you for that. That's really good. Really interesting, because yeah, I do think of that a lot, about how news and situations like actually affect the market. And yeah, I always wonder as well, you might have an opinion on this. There's a lot of blockchain projects that have hype and no substance. And do you, obviously we've seen projects that are, have a lot of influencers and they have a lot of hype, and then the price as well. But how do you yourself, Eugene, how do you tell the difference between a project that's just hype and one that's got quality and longevity and substance for the long term? How can you tell the difference between that?
Да, интересный такой вопрос. Как ты отличаешь, Жень, вот часто бывает проект, у него там очень-очень много инфлюенсеров, очень-очень сильный маркетинг, проект хайпует, но потенциально этот проект может быть пустышкой. Угу. И вот как ты отличаешь, когда это вот истинно классный проект, и когда это просто, там, условно говоря, пузырь?
Ну, если мы посмотрим на любое абсолютно, ну, во-первых, да, если выбирать компанию, то есть нужно смотреть на каких она биржах, по крайней мере, торгуется, какие у нее торговые объемы. Все инфлюенсеры, большинство инфлюенсеров, которые говорят, нужно покупать вот этот токен, либо же они деньги, либо же это действительно стоящий проект. Вот. А если мы посмотрим абсолютно на любой график, вот абсолютно любого топового проекта относительно вот монеты биткоин, то мы увидим циклы. То есть и мы увидим, ну там можно любой, там хоть Dogecoin, хоть там, не знаю, хоть эфир, хоть что угодно. То есть у нас есть вот такие вот горы, мы, грубо говоря, рисуем. Вот. И основная задача — это купить на дне, продать наверху. Вот. Это, конечно, сложно, но вот. Когда самое больше шума всегда наверху. Вот. Тогда как бы все таксисты залетают, отцы звонят, и NFT продают по миллиону. Это знак, что все, конец цикла. Надо продавать. На пузырях можно зарабатывать.
Interesting.
Sounds like an entertaining answer.
It really is. It's a really smart answer. So here is an answer for you. First, you just do the basic analysis. You see what exchanges where this project lists on. You then look at your trading volume. At its trading volume. So you see how this project performs. But this is not it. What the influencers, Eugene says that he's kind of in the middle. There are influencers that just create Ponzi schemes and try to screw with their audience. But there are a couple of genuine influencers that just really try to, provide the valuable information from their guys. So it's just, you need to be careful about them. You need to pick the ones that basically perform well. Now, it's really key to understand the concept of cycle. He says that it's all about cycles, right? He told me that it's like joining mountains, right? And when you join mountains, you just try to buy low and sell high. However, it might sound funny, but that's just the name of the game, right? And he says that, well, it's just really noisy at top. When your taxi driver chats with you about crypto, this is the time to sell.
Mhm.
And when you're talking about bubbles, right, and the overhyped projects, Eugene says that for him, from the trading perspective, hype is basically not a thing. If you're looking for long-term investment projects with a lot of hype, they might not perform well. But if you're a good trader and if you are willing to react, projects with a lot of hype can actually create you a lot of value, right? But it's more about timing in the second case.
Yeah, you ride the hype wave, I guess. Yeah, if you know when to sell. That's really interesting. That's really good. But I completely agree, like with the whole taxi driver comment. When your taxi driver starts talking to you about it, your Uber driver, and the the guy at the corner shop starts mentioning it, then you know to get out. I felt like that when at the end of last year, when the Kardashians and like there was like celebrities really involved in it at that point and like tweeting about crypto and blockchain and stuff, and I was like, okay, this is too mainstream now, we've got to jump out. I felt like that. Not that I did. I didn't jump out at the right time, but yeah, I did feel like that's. I completely agree with that sentiment. Lastly, this is more about just the general economy and the blockchain space and how it's going to change the world, to be honest. So we've seen like the Philippines and other countries really take advantage of the plate and economy with Axie Infinity. We're now seeing move to earn with like Steppen and the Sweat coin. I think there was something like that. So I feel like that's really involving other geographies and other developing countries and economies and things. What do you think is going to happen over the next few years with trading and the blockchain space in developing countries? Do you feel like it's going to continue being there at the moment? For some people are really benefiting from it, but I feel like they're losing out just as much in some cases. What do you think is how's the narrative going to develop in those developing countries with blockchain?
Если посмотреть на несколько таких хайпующих проектов, да, там Steppen, Axie Infinity, Sweatcoin, большинство аудитории этих проектов, оно идет из развивающихся стран. Угу. И вот, Шайле, очень интересно, как ты думаешь, вот эти вот развивающиеся страны будут дальше двигаться в блокчейне? То есть там вообще чуть-чуть другая атмосфера, и ты думаешь, то есть они придут к тому, что у нас есть сейчас, это будет совершенно там другой мир. Что ты думаешь на этот счет?
У нас 21 век, он называется информационный, и он только начался. И, конечно, все люди как бы рано или поздно перейдут в этот прекрасный цифровой мир. Вот, и электронные деньги, и метавселенные. Я думаю, что это будущее. Вот, и, конечно, такие проекты, как вот и Axie Infinity, и вот Steppen, это, грубо говоря, первый шаг к тому масс-адопшену тех больших масс людей, которые соприкоснутся с блокчейном. И я думаю, как бы у нас прекрасное будущее, и все, у нас очень много циклов, на которых мы заработаем. И это прекрасный на самом деле момент, вот сейчас, что мы осознаем, что это не закончится, это будет продолжаться, и вот цифровые финансы, они быстрее восстановятся, чем, скорее всего, традиционные рынки.
All right, Shaila. So Eugene says that he doesn't see it as a developing country thing. He sees it just as a general crypto revolution, digital revolution, and capturing completely new target market. He doesn't believe, though, that it's a thing about like any region or any border, right? It's just a new thing, and it's a beautiful thing from his perspective that this, totally new things out of the water, they pop up and create new dynamics. And moreover, he says that he just generally believes in any sort of new trends in blockchain, all new growth opportunities. And he believes that when we're back with a new bullish cycle, crypto might be the one who would be leading this upwards momentum.
That's cool. Yeah, no, I agree with that as well. Like, I think we do focus, that question as well was really focused on like what the impact on developing countries. But you're probably right. It just, in a way, what I like about all these move to earn, play to earn, is it levels a playing field in a way where anybody can participate, and it's very inclusive. So yeah, I'm excited to see what the new trends will be, and what will come about. And I'm sure there's developers, and projects out there that are building their little asses off in this, bear market to be ready for the next wave of like trends and the new cycles. So yeah, it's exciting to see what it will bring. So that brings us to the end of our questions. I just wanted to just ask if anybody in the audience had any questions, because Eugene, very insightful. He's got lots and lots of experience. So yep, we've got a question already. So we've got a question for you. One moment. Is it Budina? You just have to unmute the mic, I think, when you're on.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Welcome to the stage.
My question about right now the situation about the bear market. Did we see the bottom, or how do you see about that? This is my question.
Just very quickly, guys, I've posted Eugene's Trading View link.
Okay.
So you can see his prediction. But yeah, Eugene, if you could just elaborate, when do you predict the bottom? He did mention it earlier, but
sorry about it.
It's okay. Eugene, are we saying the bottom's coming? You reckon the bottom's going to be anywhere between 11 to 14, right, with Bitcoin?
In November.
In November. There you go. Write it down.
Bottom. То есть низ, когда будет еще вообще жесткий краш? Вот 11, 14.
В ноябре.
Yep. So he says that it's in November, and after November it would start to. He expects to have a growth.
Yeah, cool. So thank you for that. Thank you for your question. And anybody else got questions around, is this the bottom yet? It's not, according to Eugene, it's not. This is his opinion, obviously. So we don't want you to, we have to say the disclaimer, this is not financial advice, right? But this is his, if you go into Uplift DAO general channel here on Discord, I've just posted his trading view chart, and it shows his indications of his logistic curve that he goes by, and when he anticipates a new bull run to start. So that's really exciting to get that kind of information. Thank you. Has anybody else got any questions? And thank you for your question. I think they're all looking at the chart now. They're all studying the chart, taking screenshots. Cool. I think you've answered so many questions there. I feel like I took that opportunity to ask lots of questions that were self-serving. So loads of things that were interesting to me I asked, for example, like the NFT, because I'm interested in NFTs, and I'd love to know like your opinion on those. So thank you so much for answering all of our questions. It's been probably one of the most educational chats that we've had on here. in a very long time. So thank you for that, and would love to have you on again. And hopefully, if any of our community have got any questions, they can just pass them on. But thank you so much for your time today and coming on and sharing all of your knowledge with us. It's honestly, it's an honor. So thank you so much, and we hope to have you on again.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Cool, guys. We'll see you around. If you've got any questions, then pop them in Telegram or in the Discord chat, and yeah, we'll see you there. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And the recording of this will be available in, hopefully within the next 24 hours. So if you want to recap or if you want to share it with anybody, please feel free to. All right, guys. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.